You're in a sorry state, friend. Head up the beach and rest. This is Canarthy's Roost, off the coast of southern Elsewhere. We were supposed to make a more tactical landing, but that hurricane took us all by surprise. At least we made it here alive. Not all of us were so lucky. You're in a sorry state, friend. Head up the beach and rest.
You there, wet one. Welcome to Canarthy's Roost, friend. The hurricane must have been very disorienting. So many injured, confused. Keep your voice down. Try not to draw attention.
Razumdar is here on a mission of some delicacy. You are just what the Bandari ordered. Between your hands and Raz's good looks, we are certain to see this through.
First, a question. Where did you come from? Yes, lie with confidence. A straight face and a gleam in your eye. Well done. It is very good right now to fit in. Your sudden arrival, it does not fit in, you understand? You should not. You should trust your instincts. Leave if you wish. No one will stop you. Or, come with Raz and do what you can to help us recover. In the process, grow your stature and wealth. It is entirely up to you. Because you are no soldier, which is useful. You can speak with the locals, assure them we are not invaders or marauders. Now come, let us try to fit in. Commander Karen, the moment? This recruit survived the shipwreck without injuries. You mentioned something about the shattered shoals, yes?
Glad you're up and about, recruit. I'm in need of a scout to head to Shattered Shoals. Most of our fleet foundered to the west, but we've had few survivors trickle in from that direction. We captured a sea viper spying on the camp. Those pirates never travel alone. Find out if they're around Shattered Shoals, and if so, what they're doing on this island. Of course, you should assist any shipwreck survivors you find. We must each do our part. Before you head to Shattered Shoals, speak with Isobel. He just returned from exploring a nearby temple. That wizard claims to know something about everything, so he may have insight on how these sea vipers operate.
Isobel is this way. Isobel, this recruit wishes to speak with you.
Marvelous, isn't it? We'll have to construct a special room for the Morning Stone when we bring it back to the Mages Guild. I'm sorry, did you need something? Yes, the Temple of the Morning Springs is an old Khajiit ruin not far from here. We excavated the Morning Stone from one of the chambers. As you can see, its supply of water appears endless. I have no idea. Actually, I have 12 ideas, but they're far less fascinating than the Morning Stone. Probably some sort of ancient curse. It usually is with these things. Arrogant sea elf pirates. To my recollection, they aren't known to raid Canarthy's Roost. Oh, and they have a thing for snakes. But I'm sure we both have more important matters to attend. If you'd excuse me?
We should speak privately. Before you depart, let's meet by the statues north of camp. There, you see? You fit in and no one will stop you from walking away. Isobel is most impressed with his newest bauble. But the undead are a threat to all of Canarthy's Roost. If you want to, you could search the Temple of the Morning Springs, determine how to contain the dead there. Then the locals should see we came here as allies, not conquerors. Karaneth told you how the hurricane dashed the fleet into Canarthi's roost. Now the sea vipers are picking at the bones of our ships. Strange, yes? You could scout the coast, as the commander said. Prove yourself to the soldiers. Oh, there's far less glamorous work to be done in Mistral, at the northern end of the island. Let's meet up there, after you've done what you decide to do. Until then, bright moons guide your steps.
Halt! Come no closer.
For prosperity, for
Come no closer.
security, for unity, for the Dominion.
Have you lost your mind?
Over here, I could use your help.
Quit your mewling, cat.
Some steeds love it when you sing to them. Some are even picky about whether you sing well or not.
I can't believe you drank our entire stock.
May, where's your proof? Just because I woke up in a pile of bottles doesn't mean I'm guilty.
Lost another one.
Those
What could it
have
be?
been gotten there in any number of ways.
I heard the daughter is so distraught she's refusing to leave her rooms. So exciting.
Scandalous. Well, no doubt Isobel is beside herself. Poor girls.
Don't worry, sweetheart. I'll figure something out. I always do. I'm sorry, this isn't the best time. My friend Aurelia has a bit of a problem. Her mother has promised her hand in marriage, and I need to get her out of it. Somehow. Actually, you look quite capable. Would you mind lending me a hand? Apologies. My name is Isobel Valois. I'm an aspirant in the Sapphire Tourney, a proving ground for squires looking to join the knightly orders. Aurelia's mother is knight commander and, brashly offered her daughter's hand as a prize. Well, normally, aspirants only compete in one of the trials. If I can win all three, the knight commander will be compelled to grant a boon of my choosing. I can free Aurelia from her mother's promise. What do you say? Will you be my second? The Eight must have me in their hearts. My second just left my service, and here I was thinking I'd have to do it alone. All right, there are 3 knightly orders here on the Isle. Let's decide what task to tackle first. The people of the Sisters take pride in our knights, the same as anywhere in High Rock. The Sapphire Tourney hosts 3 orders: the Iron Knot, the Oaken Order, and the Order of the Albatross. They're martial warriors and excellent to horse. You might say the Iron Knot is the most traditional of the Sapphire Orders. Our trial will be to find the hilt from a lost sword called Red Heart. It was the blade of the first Duke Dufort. Somewhere on these lands, before they belonged to the Duforts, the hilt supposedly had a massive rough-cut ruby in it. Should be easy to spot. My last squire, Burjo, suggested the castle library to get an idea of where to start looking. Eight above help me. They're artists and sailors, singers, bards, and pirates all. Brave, swashbuckling warriors that make you recite poetry. Ghastly stuff. No, thankfully. Our trial will be to reclaim the gilded loot of Captain Brenvale. The story goes that he went down into the castle crypts years ago, hoping to use song and steel to subdue a spirit. He never returned. Hopefully we'll do better. Oaken Knights tend to be battle mages, conjurers, and support spellcasters. Their power stems from High Isle's strong tradition of druidic magic. Our trial will be to convince an elder to give us a staff, a symbol of their order. I'm guessing it won't be that straightforward, but who knows? There's a way shrine near the Coral River to the east. I'll meet you there, and we can make for the site of the trial. They're martial warriors, and excellent to horse. You might say the Iron Knot is the most traditional of the Sapphire Orders. Our trial will be to find the hilt from a lost sword called Red Heart. It was the blade of the first Duke Dufort. Somewhere on these lands, before they belonged to the Duforts, the hilt supposedly had a massive rough-cut ruby in it. Should be easy to spot. My last squire, Burjo, suggested we hit the castle library to get an idea of where to start looking. Let's meet up at the castle library in the Knight's Wing. I've spent many an hour there studying up on monsters, history, and healing. My only complaint is there aren't a lot of novels. Of course. Drake, I'm sorry. I bet I came on a little strong. I've spent months preparing for the tourney, and now the commander's pronouncement has sent me adrift. I'll be all right. What would you like to know? Sorry. It's a curse I picked up from my dad. A word from the old druid tongue that's been co-opted for common folk. I sort of grew up here at the castle, and it's a little more acceptable than the curses the dockhands use, so I use it. Aurelia and I grew up together. We've been close since we were very young, and, well, I can't stand the thought of her marrying one of the other aspirants. Especially Morton's. My goodness, what a dreary man. Nope. The tourney is only called every few years, as schedule and aspirants allow. The commander wants to make sure there are enough people in the mix to make it a challenge. And the orders are only so large on High Isle, as you might imagine. I'm not sure how Tamsfolk tourneys work, but here, each order sets a challenge. Attempting the challenge for an order marks you in good standing, and each order only chooses 1 or 2 aspirants for knighthood. It's fairly competitive as a result. I'm not a knight just yet. That's why I'm in the tourney. I was a squire for years before I came an aspirant. You don't want to know how many stalls I've cleaned. The tourney gives me a chance to prove my worth to the orders, you see. That's a handsome question. I wish I had an answer for you. I can see ways that I'd be a good fit for either the Oaken Order or the Iron Knot. Maybe even the Order of the Albatross. That's a problem for Day's End, Isobel to face. Go on, I'll catch up with you at the castle's library. It's easy to find. Big room, full of books. Can't miss it.
You're going to help us. Oh, the Eight bless you. Hello. If you're looking for the Knight Commander, the office is just down the hall.
There you are. Let's see if we can unearth the past, shall we? People left books open all over the place. How rude. Find anything promising? Let's chat. The book was already open. I bet my old second Burjo offered the same advice he gave me to aspirant Langley. Drake! Let's see. You're right. Looks like the Duforts had a holdfast there, before they became nobles. Oh wait! I know this place. It's an old ruin off to the east. Aurelia and I used to pretend it was a witch's lair when we were young. Well, in my defense, I didn't know it was owned by the Duforts when we played there as kids. We also didn't go looking for knightly relics, which now I wish we had. There aren't really roads back there, but I remember a nice wide path we can take. I'll mark your map. Maybe if we hurry we can beat Burjo and Langley to the ruin. I'll see you there. I'm hoping we can beat the other aspirants to the hilt. Each of the captains have their own view on how to earn honor. I've heard stories that the Iron Knot's captain, Orlfeth, has slain trolls twice her size. So just swinging a sword won't impress her. She wants warriors that can think as well as fight. That's a funny thought. I don't think so, but we can ask her. The hilt itself is classic Iron Knot, a historic trophy from a mighty warrior who fell in single combat at a crucial battle, and changed history with his blade.
Oh, Madame Valois, you're too late. I'm here first, you cannot pass through.
I guess what he said. Sorry, Isobel.
Hurry up, will you, lad? I'll need sustenance forthwith, and you don't have much time to make me a meal.
Second, it's not worth a row with Langley over who can search the woods first. I'd best him easily, don't get me wrong. But blatant fighting between aspirants is frowned upon. Doesn't matter. I have an idea. Langley's first and last thoughts every day are about himself. He'll have Burjo working on moving those trees. Well, until he gets bored. So let's just go around. Remember, Aurelia and I used to play up by the ruin. There's a path around the rise to the east. Let's go carefully, though. We stopped playing up there when a Fawn warband moved in. Here it is, just like I remembered, by the curved tree. The ruin should be at the top of the rise. This is it. The old stones, the locals call it. Let's find that hilt.
Around here somewhere. Get to work!
We did it! Red Heart's hilt! As a knight aspirant, I know I should wish all of my competitors equally good luck. But Stendarr, forgive me. I hope Langley gets bitten by every mosquito out here. I am. I assumed the Iron Knot trial would be all about swordplay and martial skill. Maybe horse riding. Horses and I don't like each other much. Anyway, I'm actually quite pleased how we did. Let's move on. Eight above help me. They're artists and sailors, singers, bards, and pirates all. Brave, swashbuckling warriors that make you recite poetry. Ghastly stuff. No, thankfully. Our trial will be to reclaim the gilded loot of Captain Brenvale. The story goes that he went down into the castle crypts years ago, hoping to use song and steel to subdue a spirit. He never returned. Hopefully we'll do better. Oaken Knights tend to be battle mages, conjurers, and support spellcasters. Their power stems from High Isle's strong tradition of druidic magic. Our trial will be to convince an elder of their order to give us a staff made of old wood oak. I'm guessing it won't be that straightforward, but who knows? There's a way shrine near the Coral River to the east. I'll meet you there, and we can make for the site of the trial. I want to check on Aurelia first. I'll meet you at the old way shrine along the road. thought I heard Sneg yelling in the distance. He's another aspirant, and a complete donkey's arse. Never mind him. We're on a quest. So we have a bit of a leg up on this one. The Elder is a wizard named Erlebrew. He's actually a friend of my father's. He used to tell me stories when I was young. Funny little man. I would never! Stealing is, well, unknightly. Knowing Erlebrew, the challenge will be more about thinking and reason than magic or subterfuge. Right. If I remember correctly, I think he lives in a little grotto to the south, near the coast. He likes his privacy, our Oaken Elder. I suppose in the stories, knights are usually all swords and glory, but the druids have been here forever, practically. Every kid in the Sisters grows up knowing a little bit about runes and nature and the true way. I think they used to be, but no, these days anyone can join. Even non-mages who want to learn the ways of Ifre. Just another little quirk of life on High Isle. Sneg and Brelin all beat us here.
Get behind me, squires! Sneg was here first! Ha!
We arrived at the same time, you simpering buffoon.
Well, you're still too late. A wizard's magic is no match for the strength and honor of this aspirant. For honor!
All right. Seems like the direct approach won't work here.
I'm sure I can get this barrier open.
Erlebrew doesn't go easy on aspirants, it seems. I think look at that branch there. Representing Spriggans, maybe? A bird. Looks like a forest heron, perhaps. A cat's paw. That old man. I know exactly how to bring down the barrier. He's lifted the pillars and the symbols from a story he told me as a child. Almost exactly. A wise old sage puts up a barrier around his home. He's trying to protect a little girl he's raising from a fearsome dark knight. She grows up to be a mighty warrior, but the sage makes her figure a way out of the sacred grove. In the tale, the symbols on the pillars held the key. Like the cat there. A cat's paw is a pretty little flower that grows in shady forests. And that bird looks like a forest heron. I'd bet anything we need one of their feathers. I've seen it before. It's a druidic symbol for Spriggans. In the tale, she befriended one that lived in the grove. She wore a Spriggan's veil, a wreath of leaves they shed every year. Here, if you can find the items, I'll guard our spot.
Oh, I need a nap. Maybe find a nice sunny spot somewhere and close my eyes for a bit.
My head hurts. My back hurts. That barrier packed a powerful punch. Stupid wizards.
You're back, carrying feathers and branches and flowers, I hope. Cat's paw, beautiful. Spriggan's veil, powerful symbolism. That did it! Can you talk to him? I'm all sweaty.
Oh, hello then. Figured out my barrier, did you? And is that little Izzy I see back there? Oh, yes. I hoped it would be her. She remembered the tale of Myriette la Courageuse, eh? So nice you two could come out there. Usually it's just me and the forest spirits these days. Of course not. Solve the puzzle, take the staff. That's the idea, right? What's out back leaning against a cottage? Enjoying good health, second. Off you go then, and be careful where you put that thing. That staff's like me. It might be old, but it can still zap the ears off a rabbit if you aren't careful. Oh, no, that would be wildly inappropriate. I pulled this challenge directly from the pages of one of my favorite books. Who can blame me? I'm a daffy old wizard. Come here, lass. No need to dawdle near the door like you're still a squire.
Thank you, you old goat. Still thinking of me all these years later. We've got the staff! The moment I heard Erlebrew was representing the Order, I knew we might have a shot. Well done! I am. Those stories Erlebrew told me when I was little, they're a part of why I'm in the tourney today. And I won't lie, it's nice to know he still cares about me. Strange, lovely man. Let's move on. Eight above help me. They're artists and sailors, singers, bards, and pirates all. Brave, swashbuckling warriors that make you recite poetry. Ghastly stuff. No, thankfully. Our trial will be to reclaim the gilded loot of Captain Brenvale. The story goes that he went down into the castle crypts years ago, hoping to use song and steel to subdue a spirit. He never returned. Hopefully we'll do better.
Hello? Isobel?
Aurelia, what are you doing here?
Don't be annoyed. I, did sort of follow along.
I'll catch up to you. I want to talk to Aurelia, make sure she's all right.
I'm sorry to follow you both here. I just wish there was something more I could do. I'll be ever so grateful if you can get me out of this. That's excellent news! It was dreadful sitting around back at the castle. Everyone was giving me these pitying looks, and I just can't get into another shouting match with Mother. There are many aspirants on the island that might release me from my mother's promise, but none in the tourney this year. Brelinol, Mortons, and Langley all see me as too great a prize to give up. Langley is as shallow as a tide pool. He just values me for my looks. Brelinol doesn't see a woman when she looks at me, just a big stack of coins. And Morton's, my goodness, that man needs to be handed a partner on a platter. Isn't that the question of the hour? I thought we'd settled this idea of her arranging something for me years ago. But, well, she cares about me dearly. I want to believe this is a combination of her heroic bravado and her affection for me.
Give me strength. Of all the sneaky, dishonest... We've got a small hitch in this rope. The key to the catacombs entrance is usually right near the door. But someone took it. Drake, I hope not. The idea of aspirants trying to directly sabotage each other doesn't sit well with me. And I see that look in your eye. No lockpicking. But buff my plate. We still need that key. Yes, let's split up. I'll go speak to the castle stewards, and you head for the offices of the Knight Commander. We can meet back here. Stendar willing, one of us will have some luck. I still can't believe someone took the key. So childish. I bet it's Morton's. Morton's. I mean, they're not real pirates. They're knights who ride the waves instead of horses. And sing. By the gods, do they sing. There's an old joke around the castle that they're called the Order of the Albatross because they're so damned loud. Yes, a golden lute. The story goes that some years back, the head of the Order, Sir Brenvale, went down to clear the catacombs of a mad spirit. I think it was some Dufort noble? I'm not sure who, but Sir Brenvale never returned. I'll be honest, this is one order I'm not likely to join. They're an odd group. But it kinda makes sense. Just think of them as something like chivalric bards. They're constantly on the hunt for new adventures, new tales to tell. Let's meet back inside the chapel. The catacombs entrance is down the stairs.
Yeah.
Oh, Mother. How could you do this to me? Thank you for assisting Isobel. I'm so grateful to you both. Aspirant Mortons came by not that long ago and told me he already had a honeymoon trip planned. The audacity! Oh, one of the other knights probably took it or hid it. Cheating! Isobel will not like that. One of my mother's aides might have one. It's good she sent you to ask, though. Best she avoids the Night's Wing for now. She and I have been friends since we were very young. Knowing Izzy, she'll want to avoid even rumors she appealed to my mother for help. I'd start by asking Dame Hendra. Nilsman might have a key as well.
If you don't have an appointment to meet with Commander Jorvel, make one. She's busy, as am I. The Nord over there can make the appointment for you, if he's not writing that god's-awful poetry at the moment. And I'm looking for a posting more interesting than pushing papers for Knight Commander Jorvel, or playing politics with snooty nobles. Tell me, why should I give a key to the first peasant who comes wandering in off the lawn?
Oh, hello! Do you need an appointment to meet with the commander? She's a very busy woman. I should be able to find room in her schedule. How does next month sound? No, I'm sorry, that's not something I can give. Wait, I take it back. I'll give you all the keys you want. Just do me one small favor. Give this note to Lady Aurelia. Discreetly. It's my latest poetic offering, a treatise on her virtue. It's crucial that you do not reveal who it's from. One day, I shall reveal myself as the author, and she will finally see true love.
Again. Did you manage to find that key?
poem for me. Who... Oh, this is from Nilsman, isn't it? Every one of the tourney aspirants is after me, and I have a bookish Nord sending me poetry. This day is... I've had better. Gross. All right, since it's for Isobel, I'm sure it's yet another ode to my hair or face or something. Tell him I blushed prettily and said I would read it later when I'm alone. Good luck. Oh dear, I think he's just over there.
I saw you talking to her. Isn't her voice beautiful? Like a gentle brook burbling through a forest glade. Sorry. Did you give her the note? How did she react? Gentle dove. She is an Aedra come to Nirn. Her beauty is too much for we poor fools. I fancy myself a rather decent poet, you know. One day... Wait. I was supposed to do something for you, wasn't I? Yes, of course! Here you go. I shall remember your service to true love. Perhaps with a line in the epic romance I have been writing. The heroine is named Lorelia. Once it's completed, I'll have a bard perform it, and you shall be invited!
Good luck in the catacombs, and tell Isobel to be careful.
I hope you've had better luck than I did. The stewards were no help at all. You've got a key? Wonderful! Alright, let's see if we can find that fancy loot. Sir Brynvale probably made it deep into the crypts. These catacombs have been built up over generations. Might be a bit twisty down here.
Hello? I say Langley, is that you? Help a fellow out?
It's Isobel Valois, Mortons. I'm here with my second. We'll try to help you.
Whoever you are, I was here first. You gotta hang back. Tourney honor demands it. No, I'm hiding. I have a bit of a fear of spiders, you see. In my defense, I made it past a bunch of the smaller ones, but I lost my nerve when a giant red-eyed beastie leapt out at me. Just a moment. You won't get very far without the key to the deep crypts, which I just happen to have. Ha! I tell you what. When that thing surprised me, I may have dropped my sword. Return it to me and I'll slip you the key. What do you say? a pity I had to pull up on this task. Lady Aurelia is a treasure. Lovely to look at, and so well connected. spider. You're a spider. Oh, you're back. How lovely. Did you manage to find my sword? Ah, very good. You know, I've always said that Isobel was a fair hand. Never doubted you for a moment. Here's your key. The door to the deep crypt should be off the main chamber east of here. Yes, well, we're both sporting. Well done all around. And perhaps you won't mention this when telling the tale of your trial? There's there, and well played. Good luck to you both.
I've never been this far into the catacombs. What a story this will make. They say that Sir Brenvale died at the hands of a ghost. The old Mad Duke. Ugh, gives me the shivers.
I'll take your fingers! Vengeance for Mother's treachery!
That's the loot! Oh, and that must... We've got it! Drake, let's get out of here.
La! At last, someone has retrieved my gilded loot. Come, follow me, away from this place. That ghastly mad spirit may return anon. Ha! I shall serenade you on your way. Oh, Sir Brenvale did enter these halls with a heart full of song. La! It did not take him long to hear the spirit's calls. Oh! He met the Mad Duke in combat. Oh ho! And they danced with swords all night long. La! Alas, Brenvale's skill was all for naught, and the quest went all awry. Oh! And now, you know the end of the tale. Oh ho! This is where I bid you adieu. Sir Brenvale, the golden-voiced, the silver-tongued, once the head of the Order of the Albatross, at your service. Oh, gentlefolk. Of course they did, good chaps. And of course, I was one of the Order's most renowned composers. They no doubt wished to put my beautiful gilded lute in a place of honor. Ah, yes, I'm sure when I did not return, there were many a fair damsel who wept inconsolable tears. After all, once you hear my voice raised in song, to know the voice of Sir Brenvale the Golden was silenced. The tragedy. Of course, I commend your efforts. Please, let the rest of the Order know that I, Sir Brenvale the Golden, shall now depart this plane at last. My next performance will be in the great theaters of Aetherius. Adieu. Farewell, farewell.
Ah, fresh air. Those catacombs were musty as a crypt. Not quite how I imagined that would go. But we faced the Mad Duke, walked with the spirit of Sir Brenvale, and lived to tell the tale. I'm sure the Order will approve. Good, except for the make up a poem or sing a song about it part coming at the end of the tourney. That I'm less excited about. Let's keep moving. All that's left is to present the trophies. Everyone will be gathered at the tourney pavilion. I'm excited. And nervous. I get a bit uncomfortable being the center of attention. Here, meet me on the jousting grounds. We'll head in together. Let's meet at the tourney pavilion. We'll present the trophies together.
Isobel! You've saved me! I'd better go and take my place. I promised Mother I wouldn't embarrass her.
I think my nerves are as settled as they're going to be. I get more anxious doing formal things like this than I do fighting werewolves. Come on, Izzy. Deep breaths. We walk in, and the tourney herald announces us. I go forward and claim the trophies. As my second, you have the honor of displaying each of them as I call them out. Oh, and most important, don't start laughing when I recite a poem. It's tradition, Stendar help me. The Order of the Albatross requires it. Having you do this with me was more than helpful. You've been a calm and steady influence. A real partnership. Thank you. Let's just get through this last bit. Follow me. The sooner we start, the sooner it's over.
Lords and ladies, men and mer, a knight aspirant approaches the stage. Lady Isobel Valois.
Let's get things started.
Proceed, madam. Your second may present any trophies you have won.
Together, we found the hilt of blade Redheart, lost in a battle long ago. This we present to the Order of the Iron Knot.
Well done, aspirant Valois.
To the Order of the Albatross, we present the gilded lute of Sir Brenvale.
Wonderful. Now, perhaps we could hear a poem or ditty about the adventure, aspirant.
The lute of gold did gather mold, lost for many years. I cannot lie, Brenvale did die, tripping on a tomb. And finally, we present the Oaken Order with the Staff of the Wild Woods, after solving the wizard Erlebru's puzzle.
The Oaken Order commends you, aspirant.
Aspirant Valois, claiming all 3 trophies makes you the champion of the Sapphire Tourney. Come, you have earned a boon from your commander. From this day forward, you are a knight of High Isle. Be brave, courteous, loyal, and act with honor. Arise, Dame Isobel Valois.
Lord Commander, I know what my boon will be. You may know as well. Please release Aurelia from the promise you made. Allow her to make her own choice to marry or not, as she sees fit.
I cannot deny such a selfless boon. Aurelia is free to make her own choices, within reason.
Oh, thank the 8.
Dame Isobel, I am deeply impressed. I wish to speak with you and your second. Find me in my office at your convenience.
I couldn't have done this without you. Let's see what the commander has to say before I thank you myself.
You did well, Isobel. It seems as though your second was a great boon to you today. Second, step forward. I'd like to speak to you.
She was amazing! I am so proud of you. Dame Isobel. What a nice ring to it.
They're far more than a mere second, Commander.
I've known Isobel, Dame Isobel, for many years. It was encouraging to see her push herself like this. I believe your able assistants may have also played a part? Well, I believe a knight should not be measured by the worth of their weapon, but by the allies they keep. The Knights of High Isle pride ourselves on our courtesy, and I personally always wish to honor good people. For acting as Dame Isobel's second during this year's Sapphire tourney, I want to formally extend my thanks, as both Knight Commander and as a mother.
What a day. I suppose that just shows what determination can get you. When the tourney began, Aurelia was in the depths of despair. I was struggling. And now look at us. Thank you. Take the credit you're due. You kept me focused, gave me a sounding board, and most importantly, I knew whatever happened, I wasn't alone. I can't tell you what that meant to me. I still can't get used to it. Dame Isobel Valois. I dreamed about wearing shining armor, riding a valiant steed. So far it's been crypts, creatures, and a lot of running around. I've loved every moment, except maybe the poetry part. I've been thinking. I have a place here on High Isle, but I think I want to expand my horizons. I would like to see more, do more, learn more. If you could use a strong and loyal knight of High Isle in your travels, I'm up for anything. If you'll excuse me, I have to get my things. I want to get ready for adventure.
I'm sorry, Mother, but you didn't break your word. And I didn't get stuck having breakfast across from Morton's or Langley.
I think things have turned out just the way they should have. Just be ready to see Isobel less often, dear. A page has turned on our little story. So Isobel will leave High Isle and learn about the wider world. It truly is a brand new day. I'm glad she'll have someone capable like you by her side. She's like a second daughter to me. Not that you heard me say that. I hesitate to say. If I tell you, do you swear on your honor that you will share this with no one? Particularly not Isobel or Aurelia. When Aurelia was very young, her father passed away. She barely remembers him, dear man that he was. I spoke to a druid, an old woman in the woods, and asked for her blessing so that Aurelia would have a good, easy life. The witch in the wood made me promise that Aurelia would win favor as a knight, or win a knight's favor by the time she reached my age. As you can tell, Aurelia is hardly knightly material, and that deadline is quickly approaching. I did, and thank the divines she won the favor of a knight. I saw the witch at Isobel's knighting ceremony, and she gave me a sly wink. Our bargain is met, and my daughter is safe. Thanks to you, Second, and Dame Valois.
Where will our adventures take us today? My blade is yours. I'm at your service, of course. I wouldn't have offered you my service if I didn't trust you, my friend. A knight's word is her bond. How can I help?
If you don't have an appointment, then Commander Jorvel doesn't have time to see you. Thanks for your consideration.
throw yourself in the fire.
Back in the saddle.
I don't care to sail through corpses, but if I dock at Mistral, they'll inspect my cargo. Which is all legitimate, I assure you. Where do you need to go? I can take you to Vulkelgard in Oridon. I have many things to sell to the High Elves. All of them legal.
You are the one I see.
So many visitors, so little time.
Welcome, friend. Don't believe my sister over at Skywatch. I breed the best mares on the island. Just you see.
You call that bag adequate? I don't call that adequate. Here, let me sell you something before we both get embarrassed.
Curl up by the fire in the Castle Navir main hall. I'd sit...
You call that...
Simpler times, eh?
You call that bad?
Let's go.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Your soul is mine. I own you. Come, let us play. By all worldly things, you will in time dwell and be used up.
Won't anybody help me? I hope you can help me. You have my thanks.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Buying, selling, trading.
card sharps and collectors. Test your wits and courage in a brand new card game, Tales of Tribute.
Yeah! Yeah!
Move, move, move! You think the Daedra are going to wait for you? Did you come here for crafting certification?
Next time I'm in the field, I think I'll bring a great warhammer. Or two.
Where's that help I was promised? I can't deal with this on my own.
You here for crafting certification? Don't worry, there's no cost involved. Your alliance covers all my fees. Once you're certified, they'll let you fulfill the crafting writs. Everyone wins! They're daily requests for crafted goods, but they're only available to certified crafters. If you can show me you know your craft, I'll get you certified. I can train and certify blacksmiths, clothiers, and woodworkers. If that sounds like something you'd want, we can get started. Have you spoken with Danel Teleno? He handles certification and training for provisioning, enchanting, and alchemy. He's a bit stuffy, but he knows what he's doing. Of course. What do you want to know? Anything with metal in it, and I don't mean horseshoes and calipers. The crafting writs are for weapons and heavy armor, so that's what I teach. Bows, shields, and magical staves. Staffs? No, it's staves. I always forget how to say that. Cloth and leather goods. The crafting writs want pieces of light cloth armor or medium leather armor, so that's what I certify.
Welcome to our hall. Are you familiar with the guild? The Fighters Guild. You should consider joining up. We have a new guildmaster and a new singular purpose. Why don't we talk for a moment? Excellent. I know we'll all be drawing blades together soon enough. Now, what can I tell you? Right. Our new guildmaster is an Argonian, sees all colors. She has us all hunting down the Daedra and their damned anchors. You might have seen them. Enormous chains, plagues of Daedra boil out to lay waste to the countryside. Hard fights. Ha! Yes, good question. We train our members in special techniques, and the higher-ups are always looking for motivated members to help with special projects. You never know, you might be the next Yofnir. Guildmaster Yofnir passed away recently, very suddenly. I always thought he'd die with a blade in his hand. But he passed away in his sleep, called to Sovngarde by his ancestors. We all miss him, but Colors has proven to be a very able leader. No, we only draw blades in service to the guild. We're technically neutral in the war between the three alliances. We love the Eagle Banner and Her Majesty, of course. But every race, every creed belongs under the guild hall's roof. Then let me be the first to officially welcome you as an associate of the Fighters Guild. Get out there and take the fight to the Daedra. You're in luck, comrade. Sees All Colors herself is here today. Why don't you go introduce yourself?
A fascinating application of the technique.
You and I.
Welcome. Are you here on Mage's Guild business? Yes, of course. We're lawkeepers across the face of Tamriel. Guild members seek out books, tomes, and ancient scrolls in their travels. Why don't you speak with me for a moment? Perhaps you'd like to join. Always good to speak with another knowledge seeker. Guildmaster Vanus will be pleased. We're book hunters of a sort. We seek out new information, capture it in our libraries, and make copies for distribution across Tamriel. The Guild doesn't care about battlefields or boundaries, just knowledge and the acquisition of new tomes. We provide training in unique spells and abilities only available to members. And from time to time, projects crop up for those with an adventuresome spirit. You may end up working with the Guildmaster himself.
Arcane pyrodynamics in action, class. Do not treat these concepts lightly.
Vanus Galarian, one of the founding members of this august body, still holds the proud title of Guildmaster, overseeing every guild hall in Tamriel. He works with other ranking members, such as Tellinger, the Artificer, to ensure our future success. We are neutral in the war between the three alliances. When we're on guild business, we kneel to no king or queen. That's why you'll see members of every race in our halls. Excellent. You are now a student of the Mages Guild. Every book you find will now earn you reputation in the guild. I suggest you begin by talking to Velast, our mistress of Incunabula. She often has tasks for new recruits. Good luck.
Now, I know some of you are wondering why I ban necromancy in my classroom.
If I just knew this land better, I'd go find him myself. Blighted fire song!
Hear ye, card sharps and collectors! Test your wits and courage in a brand new card game, Tales of Tribute!
Greetings, Milksop. You must be lost. This is where Undaunted drink, not milksops. Now go away, Milksop. This one does not want to catch your milksopiness. Ha! You've probably fought what? Some mud crabs and malnourished bandits? Undaunted tackled the big things. Scary things. Found only in the dark places of the world. Things with flesh-eating fists, hungry for your face. We are thrill-seeking adventurers, every one. We aren't mercenaries like the Fighters Guild, or patriots like the Dominion. We fight to prove we're the toughest of the litter. You want in? You'll have to prove yourself. That's the spirit. What's a centuries-old cursed bloodline in the face of unmitigated bravado? Enter the banished cells, stay a while, maybe bother a ghost. If you come out alive, see me at the tavern in Volkelgard. We'll talk more then. This one doesn't help. This one has already done his due diligence, seen his share of dangerous delves. His job is strictly to send the uninitiated head first into unknowable terror. But good luck in there. You'll come back with a story for sure. We're experienced adventurers. We can teach you skills and tactics a soldier cannot. Our battlefields are the deeps of Tamriel. There's also a cache of weapons and equipment found on our adventures for sale. Much more exotic than the local armory. Out by the old Release tombs, you'll find the banished cells. It's just a rumor, but I've heard there's an undead king there, and he's quite a handful for those who guard him. Sounds worthy of a visit. How often do you get to see an undead king?
Hold, adventurer! You're the one I seek.